Good morning students. In our last class we already learnt what is condensation. What is condensation students? Is the process of changing the water vapor into water is called as condensation. Okay, so in today's class we are going to learn the condensation of water also results in other forms. Look at page number 168 from your second term science book. Students, during the winter season, when you wake up early in the morning and if you come out, you will observe small drops of water on the flowers, leaves, on the glass, and if you touch your father's bike, the seat and the mirrors of the bike, everything if you observe small drops of water. Small drops of water. Where does this water is coming from, students? Did you think any time from where this water is coming? Okay, let me tell you from where this water is coming. We all know, students, during winter season the atmosphere is very cool. That too early in the mornings it is too cool, isn't it or not? Yes. So if you observe the leaves, the flowers, the window glasses and your father bike seat and the mirrors of that bike, if you touch, they are still cooler than the atmosphere. So the atmosphere contains water vapor. This water vapor, when it touches the still cooler substances like leaves, flowers, window glasses, bike seats, this water vapor converts into water. Water vapor converts into water. So this we call as dew. Did you understand, students? What is dew? During the winter season, we will observe the tiny drops of water on the leaves, on the bike seats, bike glasses and on the window glasses. We will see small tiny drops of water. That is called as dew. Where this dew is coming from? So the water vapor which is present in the air, when it touches the flowers, leaves and window glasses, that water vapor is converting into water. So that is called as dew. Okay, students. Next one is fog. What is this fog? Yes, students, manam manchu antam kada? Yes. So when we will see this fog, this is also during winter season and early in the mornings. So during the winter season, when you wake up and if you comes out, you will see a smoke like substance in the air, a smoke like substance in the atmosphere. So did you observe, students? Did you observe? పొగలాగా కప్పేసి మనము కనపడదు, మనకు దారి కూడా కనపడదు sometimes. Did you see? Yes. So that is called as fog. So how this fog is formed, students? Yes, this is also because of condensation only. So this fog is formed when water vapor present in the air gets condensed near the ground. If it condenses on the leaves, on the windows, on the bike seats, that we are calling as dew. And if the same water vapor, when it condenses near the ground, that we are calling as fog. Did you understand, students? Manchu. Yes. So in very cold areas during winter season, sometimes the temperature falls below 0 degrees, then the dew drops, freezes into tiny crystals. This is called as frost. Yes, students, this frost will not be formed in our place, but in the very cold places. So sometimes the temperature falls below 0 degrees Celsius. 0 degrees Celsius. So this time what happens is the dew means what? A small tiny drops of water on the leaves, a small tiny drops of water on the leaves. So this will converts into, these small tiny drops of water will converts into ice, and this we are calling as frost. What is frost, students? Frost means in the very cold areas sometimes the temperature decreases below 0 degrees Celsius. So in such kind of situations, the dew means tiny water drops on the leaves converts into an ice called as frost. Did you understand, students? Frost ante ento మనం ఇందాక నేర్చుకున్నాం కదా, డ్యూ చిన్న చిన్న లీవ్స్ మీద, బైక్ సీట్స్ మీద వాటర్ డ్రాప్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, ఆ వాటర్ డ్రాప్సే ఏమవుతాయి అంటే ఐస్ లాగా అయిపోతాయి. ఐస్ లాగా అయిపోయి అవి ప్లాంట్స్ మీద, మన బైక్స్ మీద అలాగా ఐస్ లాగా పట్టేస్తాయి. దాన్నే మనం ఏమంటాము అంటే ఫ్రాస్ట్ అంటాం. ఇది మన ప్లేస్లో జరగదు కానీ ఇట్ విల్ హ్యాపెన్స్ మోస్ట్లీ ఇన్ ద కోల్డ్ ప్లేసెస్, వెరీ కోల్డ్ ప్లేసెస్. ఓకే స్టూడెంట్స్? ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్, when it is very cold, the water vapor in the atmosphere suddenly gets cooled. This results in the formation of tiny ice flakes called as snow. Yes, students, in some cold places the water vapor in the atmosphere, water vapor we all know, no? Yes, the water vapor in the atmosphere suddenly gets cooled. Sometimes the water vapor which is present in the atmosphere suddenly gets cooled. After gets cooled, it forms a tiny ice flakes. It forms a tiny ante chinna ice flakes that we call as snow. Students, snow. So in cold places snow occurs during rainy season. బాగా చల్లగా ఉండే ప్లేసెస్ ఉంటాయి కదా, అలాంటి ప్లేసెస్లో ఈ స్నో అనేదాన్ని మనం రైనీ సీజన్లో చూస్తాం. ఓకేనా? సో ఇన్ వెరీ కోల్డ్ ప్లేసెస్ సమ్టైమ్స్ వాటర్ వేపర్ గెట్స్ కూల్డ్. ఆఫ్టర్ ఇట్ గెట్స్ కూల్డ్, it forms a tiny ice flakes that is called as snow. Did you understand? In the movies and all we will see, no students, the snow, they will play with the snow, they will throw on one another that snow. Did you observe anytime in the movies and all? Yes, mostly we will see this in the movies. Why? Because this will not occur in our place, as if ours is not that much coolest place. Okay students, next one, when raindrops grow in size and get frozen. Sometimes we will get the rains, no students? Yes, sometimes what will happen means when the atmosphere is too cool, these raindrops becomes little bigger and gets frozen ante ice laga అయిపోతాయి అన్నమాట. So then it leads to the hail storm. What మనం ఏమంటామంటే hails అంటాం, వడగళ్ళు అంటాం. Okay, we call them as hails. Hail falls down as tiny pieces of ice. మనకి వడగళ్ళ వాన అంటాం తెలుసు స్టూడెంట్స్, చిన్న చిన్న ఐస్ ముక్కలు పడుతూ ఉంటాయి వాటర్ లాగా. ఓకేనా? సో అది ఎప్పుడు జరుగుతుంది అంటే when the atmosphere is cool, the rain drops become bigger in size and gets frozen and falls as hail storm. Okay students? Okay, next come to the water cycle. Next let us move to the next topic, that is water cycle. Yes students, up to now we learnt about evaporation and condensation. This too will take part in the water cycle. What is it? Evaporation and condensation. Look here students, water cycle. Listen carefully, what is this water cycle? We have so many water bodies, no students, like rivers, ponds, lakes. Yes, no? We have so many water bodies. Just imagine that this is a river, any water body, whether it is a river, pond or lake. Okay, so during daytime what happens is the sun rays during daytime the sun rays falls on the surface of the water. The sun rays falls on the surface of the water. The water gets evaporates. The water converts into water vapor and goes away, goes up. Okay students. So this water vapor after going up to some extent, because of the cool atmosphere there, it condenses, and turns into tiny water drops and forms as cloud and this cloud, the water drops which is present. Let us come to the next topic, water cycle students. We are going to learn about water cycle. So what is this water cycle students? Water cycle. So we have number of water bodies. We have number of water bodies like seas, rivers, oceans. Okay. So during daytime the sun rays falls on the surface of the water. So here the water converts into water vapor and goes up. After going little up, there the atmosphere is little cool. This water vapor converts into water and forms the clouds On further cooling, the clouds becomes heavier. The clouds becomes heavier and comes down in the form of rain. Again where this rainwater falls students? Again this rainwater falls in the rivers, oceans, lakes. This is nothing but the water cycle. Okay students, evaporation and condensation both takes parts in the water cycle. I hope you are very clear with the water cycle. Look students, this is the water. We have number of water bodies in the atmosphere like rivers, oceans, seas, ponds. During daytime the sun rays falls on the water and this water converts into water vapor. This water vapor goes high. After going to some height, the atmosphere is cool there, so that this water vapor condenses into water and forms the clouds. On further cooling, this clouds becomes heavier and comes down in the form of rain. So again where this rainwater is falling students? Again this rainwater is falling in the seas, in the oceans, in the rivers and in the ponds. This is about the water cycle. This process continues students. This process continues. Okay, let me give you the home task. In page number 169, you have the diagram of water cycle. Draw the diagram of water cycle. Thank you students.